Barça have set their sights on a key Manchester United player, and this could be the bombshell of the season. And what's the latest on Kimmich? Arsenal are gearing up for a full-on operation to bring him to London. Meanwhile, Turin is in turmoil. Could Juventus already be searching for Motta's replacement? And the wildest news of all, Real Madrid are ready to splash an astronomical €90 million on 2 Bournemouth players. Yes, you heard that right. Who are these players? And why now? All this and much more in today's episode. Guys, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and if we gain 100 new subscribers, thanks to this video, we'll bring you even more top-notch content. Now, let's dive into the latest transfer rumours. Reports in the British press suggest Joshua Kimmich could soon be on his way to Arsenal. The 30-year-old Bayern Munich midfielder is out of contract this summer, and the club still hasn't tied him down to a new deal. Kimmich to Arsenal? Why not? The London club desperately needs to bolster their midfield, with veterans Jorginho and Partey on their way out, and honestly, who wouldn't want such a versatile maestro in midfield? Last year, Kimmich nearly walked away from Bayern, frustrated with Tuchel's tactical experiments. Things got a lot better under Vincent Kompany, but it seems there's still some bad blood. The contract remains unsigned, and Arsenal are already rubbing their hands together. Bayern even offered him a whopping £375,000 per week, but Kimmich hesitated. Bayern took offence, and the offer was swiftly withdrawn. It's turning into a full-blown soap opera. As expected, Bayern's sporting director Max Eberl, always the diplomat, is keeping his cards close to his chest. His official line? Discussing negotiations would be inappropriate. Cheers, Max. Now we're totally convinced everything's fine and no one's panicking. Meanwhile, Sky Germany claims Arsenal are leading the race ahead of Liverpool, City and even Real Madrid. Mikel Arteta sees Kimmich as the perfect replacement for the outgoing veterans. And why wouldn't he? But can you really see Kimmich swapping beer and bratwurst for fish and chips and the London drizzle? Will he finally be the new Patrick Vieira Arsenal fans have been waiting for? Or is this just another transfer rumour set to pop like a soap bubble? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. We break down football in the simplest terms, with plenty of laughs along the way. Marcus Rashford, yes, the same guy who seemed all set to pack his bags for Barcelona, has turned them down flat. No, seriously, Barcelona must still be in shock. They had been negotiating for months, practically drooling over the idea of a winter transfer. The logic? Yeah, questionable at best, considering Barcelona's attack is already stacked with talent. But hey, on paper, it looked incredible, and for a club constantly drowning in financial chaos, another high-profile signing wouldn't have hurt. But it all fell apart. Manchester United weren't having it. And what does Rashford do? Exactly. He heads to Birmingham to play under Unai Emery. And this, my friends, was a real lifeline for his career. People said he'd lost interest in football, wasn't putting in the effort under the new manager. Basically, he was written off. But now, he's shining as a key player for Aston Villa, who, by the way, are in the Champions League round of 16. And their chances of progressing? Stronger than some might want to admit. Back in February, he was considering a 6-month stint in Birmingham before heading to Barcelona for the Sun and Jamon. And guess what? Barcelona are still interested, but now he doesn't need them. He's chosen Emery, Villa and development. Aston Villa, for their part, are more than happy. €45 million, a 4-year contract, done deal. Rashford is officially a villain. And you know what? Regardless of what you think about him, I'm happy for the guy. Now the key thing? Avoid burnout, something that's plagued him before. So, what do you think? Will he thrive at Villa? Or is this just another hype wave ready to crash in a month? You are not going to believe what Leo Messi just revealed. Can you imagine this? The guy, an 8-time Ballon d'Or winner, actually said that every single day at PSG was miserable for him. How is that even possible? Was he sleeping on an old couch at the training facility? Were they not paying him enough? The move to Inter Miami was a great opportunity, considering how my years in Paris went. 2 unpleasant years. I was unhappy every single day. He just laid it all out there. No holding back. Did anyone see that confession coming? What a twist. And now a million questions pop up. What on earth was going on at PSG that even Messi, of all people, was walking around like he'd lost his best friend? Maybe Neymar and Mbappe were pulling pranks on him. Or were the French baguettes just not crispy enough? Seriously, how do you end up miserable at one of the biggest clubs in the world? Remember when everyone was shouting, Messi at PSG, that's a guaranteed Champions League win? Yeah, right. Turns out all that glitters is not gold. And not all blockbuster transfers bring happiness. Alright, Paris is in the past. Now, Leo is living it up in Miami. But here's the juicy part, a possible return to Barcelona. The Spanish media is already buzzing that Hansi Flick sees Messi playing as a number 10. Can you picture it? Messi back in a Barça shirt. Of course, Leo himself says he's just enjoying the moment. Sure, Leo, we totally believe you. But hey, as they say, there's no smoke without fire. From a sporting perspective, well, maybe he's still got a few tricks up his sleeve. But the sponsors? Oh, they're already rubbing their hands together. Jerseys with Messi on the back would fly off the shelves faster than you can say goal. And let's be honest, Barcelona could use every penny they can get right now. So, what do you think? Will we see Messi in Blaugrana colors again? Drop your theories in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. According to reports from Germany, Bayern Munich has made it official. Florian Wirtz is their top target for the summer. Of course, Bayern being Bayern, they're back to their favorite pastime, scooping up the Bundesliga's best talent. Classic move, right? And they want to pair him up with Jamal Musiala. Sounds incredible. But, what about the defense, guys? Or are they just planning to win every game 5-4? But hold on. Here comes Manchester United charging in with a sack full of cash. 150 million euros, folks. Feels like under Amorim, Bruno Fernandes has been demoted to left back or something. Otherwise, why would they be chasing another playmaker? Meanwhile, City are looking for a De Bruyne successor since KDB seems to be edging closer to his farewell tour. And let's not forget Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, all of them are ready to splash the cash. Honestly, when was the last time we saw this much hype around a German player who isn't even a striker? Arsenal? Yeah, they're dreaming too, but their budget probably maxes out at whatever loose change they found under the sofa after selling Pepe. Meanwhile, Bayern are even willing to go into debt, which Uli Hoeneß himself called unprecedented. Uli, my guy, weren't you the one who said debt wasn't Bayern's style? The price has already jumped from 125 million to 150 million, and that might not even be the ceiling. But the real question is, will Wirtz actually live up to that kind of money? And more importantly, who's going to win this transfer battle? Will it be Bayern and their German dream, one of the Manchester Giants, or someone completely unexpected? Drop your predictions in the comments. Let's see who's got the best football intuition. According to reports from La Gazzetta dello Sport, Roberto De Zerbi is being linked with the Juventus job. Yes, that De Zerbi, the one currently working his magic at Olympique de Marseille, but he's not the only name in the mix. Antonio Conte, Giampiero Gasperini and Igor Tudor are all in the running for the hot seat. Conte, a Juve legend who's been there, done that and knows how to win. But his future depends on what happens at Napoli. Gasperini, his attacking football is electric and the results speak for themselves. Tudor, already familiar with the club, tactically sharp and a name Juventus can trust. So what's the situation right now? Well, Juve's results aren't exactly thrilling, and rumours are swirling about tensions in the dressing room. Apparently, some players aren't too happy with Thiago Motta. Cristiano Giuntoli insists Motta's position is safe, but behind the scenes, the management is already weighing their options. The problem? Firing Motta would cost around 20 million euros, not exactly pocket change. So, who's going to take the reins at Juventus? Conte, Gasperini, Tudor, or maybe De Zerbi? It all depends on how things play out in Serie A. But for now, the suspense is killing us. What do you think? Who would be the ideal coach for Juve? Drop your take in the comments. Friends, Frankie de Jong's football career has been one hell of a rollercoaster. Over the past 6 months, he's been through absolute hell, Barcelona fans calling him the most expensive yet useless piece of furniture at Camp Nou, the club pushing him towards the exit and injuries refusing to leave him alone. A proper football horror show. Last winter, de Jong could have joined Liverpool for just 20 million euros. Yep, you heard that right. These days, 20 million euros wouldn't even get you Mudrik's left foot. But instead, Frankie decided to stay, prove himself, and unexpectedly became Hansi Flick's main man. Now, Marc Casado is stuck on the bench, while a smiling De Jong is back in the starting 11. But now, here comes Arsenal, ready to splash nearly 4 times that amount on the Dutchman. And while selling a rejuvenated Frenkie might seem crazy, let's not forget, his contract is up in a year, his wages are still a massive burden, and he's staying as silent as a soldier on a secret mission. And here we go again. Barcelona's classic pressure tactics, or as some might call it, Catalan-style persuasion. More pressure and mind games if they can't reach an agreement? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? So, what now? Will De Jong become a Barcelona legend, or will he be shown the door once again? Let us know in the comments. Should Frenkie join Arsenal, head to Liverpool, or stick around for more of the Catalan rollercoaster? Real Madrid has a new transfer target. This time, they're looking to England. The Spanish giants have their eyes on Milos Kerkez, the 21-year-old left-back from Bournemouth. Yep, Madrid is back on the hunt for young talent. But the real question is he actually that good, or is this just hype? Kerkez is technically gifted, athletic and fearless. And crucially, he's a left-back, a position that, let's be honest, isn't exactly Madrid's strong suit right now. Ferland Mendy, contract until 2028, but injuries follow him like a shadow. Fran Garcia, decent, but does he really look like a long-term solution? So, the logic makes sense, but here's the catch. Bournemouth aren't running a charity. They want 40 million euros for Kerkez. And that's not all. Madrid are also eyeing up Dean Huijsen, a 19-year-old centre-back, formerly of Juventus. His price? 50 million euros. So, is Real Madrid really about to drop 90 million euros on 2 Bournemouth players? It's not Haaland, it's not Mbappé, it's not even Gvardiol, but maybe this is part of a bigger strategy. Grab young talents and turn them into stars. By the way, Liverpool, Man United and PSG are also in the mix for Kerkez. If Madrid want him, they'll have to move fast. What do you think? Is 90 million euros worth it for these two? Or is Florentino playing football broker again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Remember Mason Mount? The guy Manchester United splashed a fortune on? Yeah, that one. The supposed new leader, the creative spark, the crown jewel of Old Trafford. And what happened? Injuries, bench warming and, well, you get the picture. No fireworks, no magic, just disappointment. And now, the rumour mill, because who doesn't love a good transfer rumour, is spinning with talk that Inter Milan wants to take Mount on loan, with an option to buy. Seriously? Inter? Are they believers in miracles over in Milan? Do they think a bit of Italian sunshine and a good bowl of pasta will bring Mount back to life? Look, at Chelsea, Mount was the real deal. Key player, goals, assists, the whole package. But at United, it's like they swapped him out with a body double. Injuries, sure, they never help, but even when he played, let's be honest, he just didn't look the part. Like, he didn't fit the team or the level. Here's something to think about. Chelsea sold him without a second thought. And, let's be real, they're probably celebrating pulling off that deal at just the right time. For Chelsea, this might go down as one of their smartest sales in recent memory. But for United, another transfer disaster? Just another chapter in their ever-growing book of expensive flops? Di Maria, Sanchez, the list goes on. Anyway, Inter wants to take Mount on loan. Risky, definitely. Intriguing, absolutely. But what if it works? What if they actually revive his career? Can you imagine the memes if Mount starts shining at Inter while United are left kicking themselves? So, what do you think? Can Inter pull him out of this footballing abyss? Or is this just another tragic entry in Manchester United's long history of transfer fails? Rumour has it, PSG is gearing up to make a bid for Gavi in the summer transfer window. The source? Spanish outlet El Nacional. So, don't shoot the messenger. Gavi, the 20-year-old prodigy, is under contract until 2030, but injuries and competition at Barça could change everything. PSG sees him as a top young talent and is reportedly ready to splash. 100 million euros. Transfermarkt values him at 80 million. But clearly the Parisians have a different opinion. Here's an interesting detail. Just a year ago, Gavi was worth 10 million more, but injuries have taken their toll. His market value has dipped. Kind of reminds you of the Ansu Fati situation, doesn't it? Back when Manchester United was supposedly ready to drop 120 million on him, and everyone was calling him the future. And now, he's a financial burden on Barca's wage bill. and his value has plummeted to just 15 million. So PSG is offering 100 million, and according to reports, Barca is actually considering it. Do they need the money? Oh, absolutely. But what if Gavi doesn't turn out to be the generational talent everyone expects? Then maybe it's time to strike a deal and cash in while they can. And let's be honest, there are replacements out there. Dani Olmo, for example. This story is far from over. The negotiations are just getting started, and 100 million versus 80 million already sounds like a tempting offer. So, what do you think? Should Barcelona sell Gavi, or would that be a massive mistake? Let's hash it out in the comments. And remember, in football, you never know what tomorrow will bring. The Spanish media is buzzing with reports that Barcelona have their sights set on Alejandro Garnacho and are keen to lure him away this summer. But is this genuine inside info, or just another giant rumour, as big as Camp Nou itself? Garnacho hasn't exactly looked thrilled at Old Trafford in recent months. And the reason? Word on the street is that his relationship with Ruben Amorim is strained. If the whispers are to be believed, and you always have to take these things with a pinch of salt, the final straw was an incident in the match against mighty Ipswich Town, when Garnacho stormed straight down the tunnel after being subbed off. Young talents. One moment they're pulling off moments of genius, the next they're sulking in front of the whole stadium. By the way, a quick fun fact, around 60% of our viewers watch us on their TVs and often forget to hit that like button. If that's you, grab your remote or phone, smash that like, and let's show YouTube together that the majority of football fans are watching on TV. Fichajes claims that Barcelona are monitoring the situation closely. The Catalans believe Alejandro is a perfect fit for their style. Quick, skillful, and audacious. Exactly the kind of player who can cause chaos in the opposition's box and embarrass defenders. But here's the real question. Would Garnacho actually want to swap rainy Manchester for sunny Barcelona? On the one hand, there's the warm sea and the chance to play alongside young stars like Lamine Yamal. On the other, there's the prospect of becoming a key figure in United's rebuilding project. However, considering his current salary is reportedly just £50,000 a week and negotiations with Ineos are dragging on, the Argentine might seriously be considering a move. Last season, Garnacho was one of Erik ten Hag's favourites, playing regularly and delighting the fans. But with Amorim's arrival, his star has faded dramatically. This makes you wonder, are Manchester United about to repeat the same mistake and let go of yet another talented youngster? Letting him go now would be about as smart as selling Bitcoin in 2010. On the flip side, for Barcelona, Alejandro could be a game changer, adding unpredictability and flair to their attack. And for Garnacho, it's a chance to return to Spain, where he started out in Atletico Madrid's academy. Full circle, right? In short, the rumours are swirling, and all we can do is wait and see how things unfold. Personally, I think letting go of a player like this would be a huge mistake. But who knows? Maybe United's management knows something we don't. Now, a question for you, our valued viewers. Do you think Garnacho should move to Barcelona, or is he better off staying and fighting for his place at Manchester United? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because it's always lively and interesting here.